Hey everyone, how you doing today? I hope you can hear me. Checking out a few audio things.
How you doing today?
Oh, there you are. I see you can hear me, so that's pretty cool. So, what are we doing here? I just got back from LA. If you've been following along Roots Rock Radio and some of the blog posts that I have and stuff, and I was in LA for like less than 24 hours. I arrived Wednesday morning about 11 a.m. and then I left Thursday morning at 6 a.m. It's a little after 6, I guess it was. I did a couple live blogs from the airports and stuff, and as soon as we get a few more people, we have about 5 now, I'm going to run some clips of what some of the things that went on that night. I was recording both with my GH5, which I have now, and I was streaming live to Facebook. So there's a live stream of a lot of the event on Facebook. Now, one of the things that I can't show the film, obviously, off the tracks. That has to do with Brad. Brad's going to release that on his schedule. And I can't really show anything from Randy Ublos because that's Michael's video, and he has to get permission and all that stuff worked out before he can post that. I think he did record it. I know he recorded it. I watched the guy recording. I got a couple of videos from the auditorium. I got some videos from the lobby itself, and I'll be playing those back. I also went to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which I've never been to before. That was an interesting experience. One of the things that I really liked visiting LA was using Uber. I've never used it before, so that was a first for me. So it was very efficient, and it was easy. It was very easy. You just click the Uber app where you want to go, punch in where you want to go, and they'll tell you how long it's going to take to get there, how much it costs in advance. They have like 3 different tiers. So the first day, after I checked into the hotel, I went down to the Walk of Fame. I'll play a little clip from that a little later. And it's very easy. Now, it's only like 1.7 miles, 1.8 miles from where I was staying. I was staying on Hollywood Boulevard to the Walk of Fame, but it must have taken 15 or 20 minutes once you get through traffic. So that was interesting, very interesting. So the LACPUG, they have their events at this park. They've had them there for, I guess the whole time they've been in existence, which is 18 years. It's a really nice park. It has multiple buildings going around and then a central walkway inside. And this was at the theater. When you got there, you walked up and you got to the theater, and you go downstairs to the actual theater. There's a lobby area where they check tickets out, and then downstairs they had some light food, and they had beer and wine, which was provided by one of Mike Horton's sponsors, LACPUG sponsors. But there's a lot of people there, as you'll see here in a second. In the lobby, a lot of people that you'll know. Let me see here. So the lobby area was nice. It had a bar set up. Let me play you one of those clips right now. Patrick Southern from Lacpug, and Michael Kamas and David Tillman, all there at the bar. Let me put this up there just so we're ready to go. So what I'm doing here is I have to switch things live between my live camera and the clips that I'm going to play for you today. So if you have any questions about the Lacpug event, it's Lacpug event. It used to be Lafcpug in the old days. Go ahead and ask them in the chat. I'm just going to be on here for a little bit. So that was the lobby area that you just saw. That's before you get into the theater. That went on from like 6 to 7. People coming and going, people chatting, people asking questions. A lot of people, of course, as you might expect, went up and talked to Randy Ubilos, the creator of not only Final Cut Pro, the original Final Cut Pro, Final Cut Pro 10, he also created Premiere. He's also the creator of Premiere. So when we get to the inside the theater, you'll see some of the things what it looked like inside there. When I do these live streams, basically I want you to see kind of just be like a little window into what's going on. I know in the past when there's big live events over the years, before I started going to them a couple years ago, I was always wondering what it was like to be there. So what I'm trying to do when I do these live streams is to let you get an idea of what it's like. I like to put a little window up that you can just peer in and see exactly what's going on. It's not so much about, sometimes I'll interview people, but normally it's just to get a window to look inside and see the actual event, which is what I'm trying to do with this one. Now I streamed a lot of this live. If you go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/RichardTaylorTV, you can subscribe there to get live notice when I go live. But I streamed a lot of the event there live that night. The quality is not as good as what I'm showing you now because this is playing from a hard drive. That was streaming over the internet. It's got YouTube compression, the whole 9 yards. So that was completely different. The quality level, I mean, is different. I don't have as much control. This quality level should be better. So let me see what else we have here. So now we're going to go inside the actual theater itself. Once again, I'm not showing you the film. I'm not going to show you the Randy Ubilos interview. That's not what we're going to do here, but I'll show you what it's like being inside the theater itself. I can show you Brad introducing the film. I can show you a short little clip with Michael, couple clips with Michael Horton talking to give you an idea of what it was like to actually be there. Let's try that.
Man, you're the one.
All right, everybody take your seats, because this is like the good part of the show. Welcome to the Los Angeles Creative Pro User Group. My name is Michael Horton. This is the 18th anniversary, believe it or not. 18 years ago we started this, and 18 years ago we are still going, and tonight we're having our 18th birthday. We have a lot to get through, and I want to, this, by the way, this is the first time I've used Keynote. You all know how I hate Keynote and PowerPoint presentations, but there's very little text in my Keynote. It's all pictures and all video, but it's really fun. And by the way, guys in the booth, because we had all those technical problems, I didn't get to talk to you. Anytime I show video, lights down, okay? Or at least lights lower than they are right now. It's photographs and things like that, that's okay, we can get away with that. But anytime you see video playing, lights down. So anyway, I have a bunch of thank yous and a bunch of acknowledgments I want to make. There's a lot of superstars of the digital revolution out here in the audience tonight. You don't know who they are, but hopefully by the end of this little 10-minute presentation I'm about to do, you will know who they are. The fact that they are here is an honor to all of us because they changed the world. Chris Horgan designed our website. And this was 18 years ago, and 17 years ago I've been saying every year that I'm going to update the website. So right now the website looks exactly like it did 18 years ago. Thanks to her. My wife Debbie Zip and my son Trevor. Trevor Horton is an editor now. Who knew? Yes. My wife, 18 years ago, said, maybe you ought to try to make some money out of this user group. And I'm still trying. My daughter, Callie. This is when she was thinking seriously of running away to the circus. But my family has been hugely supportive, and I couldn't do this without them. Bill Davis.
Land a corporate video client. You need to convince somebody that you know how to make them a successful corporate video. So how do you do that? I find that people get this wrong all the time. They think it's all about like a big killer reel or big time credentials or something like that. It's not about that. At its heart, it is about generating trust.
Absolutely gorgeous table, and then I put a microphone on.
Okay, so that was the intro. That's what it was like. I'm going to show you the Randy clip in 1 second. That's what it was like actually being in the theater. That's what the main thing is I wanted to do, is to give you an idea, give you a feel for the atmosphere, give you a feel what it looked like. That's the first time I've been to an LACPUG event. And it was interesting. It was, like I said, it was a very nice crowd. A lot of people were there. Some of my friends, Chuck Braverman, Bill Davis, of course, Serena Catania, Philip Hodgetts, Gregory Clark. Gregory actually came over and brought me my raffle tickets because I didn't get a chance to pick them up upstairs. Michael Kamas, he does the Five Things podcast. Brad Olson, of course, Randy Ubelos, David Tillman, Larry Jordan, Alan Seawright, who helped with the Final Cut Pro documentary with Brad. And then I'm going to give you just a little bit of a preview of what it looked like for the Randy Ubelos. Because once again, I'm not going to do much of the Randy Ubelos because that's Michael Horton. That's he recorded that. He'll release it if and when he wants to, if he gets permission from Randy. But I just gave you a little clip of what it looked like with Randy there, just a short one.
Absolutely gorgeous table. And then I put a microphone on the kitchen table to talk to Randy, but he had to put a coaster under it.
Did you do that live? Yeah.
This is after the Randy clip. After Randy was done being interviewed, Serena was there. She lined them all up for a photo shoot there. There we go. So that's what it was like with the Randy clip. Now the next clip I'm going to show you is actually going to be Brad introducing Off the Tracks, the documentary. I mean, this whole night was about Final Cut Pro. The entire night. Michael interviewed Randy talking about Final Cut Pro leading up to Final Cut Pro 10, but he actually didn't get involved in the interview with Final Cut Pro 10 itself. It's back in the early days, how it started, up to maybe Final Cut Pro 3 or 4, and then the documentary kind of took over with Final Cut Pro 10 afterwards. So then Brad comes up and he does an introduction, and I'll take you to the beginning of when the film starts. Like I said, I'm not going to show you the film. Brad will be making an announcement shortly on how you'll be able to watch the film online.
My sponsors, their logos are at the bottom of the screen there. I'm not going to read them all off, but they all contributed money that helped me make my movie, finish my movie, and get it out here. And I couldn't be here without the awesome support of these people, and of course Mike Horton. Yeah, I don't want to waste too much of your time. I do have posters. I'm not a great salesperson, but I have posters here. And they're like $5, but what I did is I've given some people some Sharpies, so if you want, anybody who's still around, if Randy's around or whoever, there's going to be, they'll sign your poster if you want to take home something. So, all right. Thank you. All right, let's bring the house lights down. Let's hope this plays.
All right, so that was the introduction. That was Bradley Olson, of course, doing his introduction for Off the Tracks. So I'm not going to hang on here much longer. I'm just wanted to come on here, going to do a quick recap of some of the things that happened for the LACPUG event, give you a feel for what it was like to actually be there, which is what I like to do with these live streams. Sometime I do more interviews, but in this one it was just like providing a little window, a little peek into what it actually looked like at the LACPUG event. One of the things that I did do was visit the Walk of Fame, which was very interesting to me since I'd never been to LA before. It was my first time there. So it was an interesting, like I said earlier, the Uber situation was very nice to work with. You just pulled up the app, plugged in where you were going, and then you could have an Uber within a half hour. It wasn't that expensive. It was fairly cheap. They told you what it was going to cost in advance, which was nice. Now, I live out in a more country setting, so we don't have the concentration of Uber drivers like you have in the big cities and stuff. So if I punch up Uber, it might be 15, 20 minutes before they can get to me, or if there's one available at all. So that was really nice working with them. So one thing I did do is I did get to the walk. Now, I did this video live. I streamed it live. So this video has gotten like 2,500 views so far. This is just the condensed version. It's not the full thing. I did the live stream, and it's got like 2,500 views so far. Just people want to watch. It was interesting because I thought it was more of a one place where the stars were, but actually the stars were blocks and blocks and blocks. You basically just walked down the sidewalk, and there were stars, all kinds of stars. Some of the highlights that I liked was seeing the Doors, and also Jimi Hendrix, Kermit the Frog. I wasn't expecting them. All kinds of neat stuff, all kinds of stars. I mean, there's dozens and dozens and hundreds of stars going up and down. I was kind of surprised. Some of the walks, you get single stars further away. And it's like everybody is included, it seems like. Steven Spielberg, I got to meet him down in Washington. Anthony Hopkins from Westworld. People that have been there, this is ordinary, but to me, I wasn't familiar with it. Billy Bob Thornton. I just got done watching one of his movies on Amazon Prime, Goliath. I really like him. Anyway, that gives you just a quick little feel of what it's like. What it's like on the Hollywood Walk of Fame if you've never been there. I've never even been to LA before, like I said. So anyway, that's a little recap of my trip to LA, concentrating on Lacpug, of course. And I'll probably be going to the Creative Summit this year, if everything works as it has in years past. And I'll do some live streaming from that event as well. If Apple announces something, I think we're going to Spaceship Campus. That should be announced Monday or Tuesday. It's probably going to be at the beginning of November this year. One of the first 2 weekends in November, not the end of October like it has in the past. Perhaps the first, perhaps the second. I mean, future media really depends on Apple's schedule. They have to, if they want a trip to Apple, they have to do it when Apple says they can do it. So that'll be the next big Final Cut Pro event. I don't expect much to be happening over the summer. I'll have a Final Cut Pro radio episode out in a day or two, so stay tuned for that. I might do another live stream, 1 or 2 over the summer, just to try to keep things interesting, because Final Cut Pro, as you well know, the news in the summertime is like next to nothing typically. There's no news in the summertime. It's like the dog days of summer, as they say. So follow along on Twitter at FCP Radio 1, the number 1. You can join our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Final Cut Pro Radio. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel right here, youtube.com/Richard Taylor TV. Anytime I go live, you'll be notified. So that's about it for today. I'm going to get off here. I did have a little bit of jet lag when I came home. I came home and hit the bed and slept till the morning. Didn't even eat dinner last night. Completely out of sync being on the East Coast and headed to the West Coast, but I did enjoy my trip there. I want to thank Mike Horton. I want to thank Bradley Olson, all the people, Randy Ubelos, all the people that were there to make the Lacpug event a success. So until the next time, this is Richard Taylor signing off.